quantum scouts into the future probabilistic space first. Draw the optimal path. But what's even more shocking is that when researchers try to track these systems, when the mechanism of the ability to predict is realized, they discovered an unprecedented phenomenon: quantum state. It's not just about exploring multiple possibilities at once, still exploring what physicists say, possibilities in the virtual time dimension, and the direction of operation of this dimension, perpendicular to our regular time flow. Imagine that time is not a one-way river, but an infinite ocean. The direction of the ocean current. It is a direction that our language cannot name. The ability of merchants to navigate in this sea of time. Let's understand cause and effect. It looks extremely immature. This kind of time navigation, perhaps one of the deepest puzzles of consciousness. How intuition works. When you suddenly have a flash of inspiration, when you can't explain why but know something is right. You, perhaps through quantum processes in neural networks, calling the time detection system of the vendor. Your brain doesn't just process information about the present moment. Probability streams are also being sampled from multiple time directions. Let you perceive. Pure logical analysis. Patterns and possibilities that can never be revealed. Intuition alone becomes the gift of consciousness given by the merchant. One from time. Possibility. The way to obtain information in the deep structure of space. Latest experiments in quantum neural networks. This discovery was further promoted. Scientists have created, can learn from experiences that have not yet been experienced. Artificial system of learning. They pass the sample. Probability distribution extending to the future possibility space. To achieve this, these systems don't just adapt to current conditions. It is also possible to pre-adapt to the fact that it has not yet occurred. But the probability is higher. We are witnessing the emergence of predictive intelligence systems. Their way of thinking, with any form produced by biological evolution, they are all fundamentally different. These artificial minds don't just react to reality. Also by exploring future possibilities and deriving them backwards, to identify current actions that maximize desired outcomes, participate in the process of shaping reality. But the most amazing revelation of business is about the nature of the possibility itself. Cutting-edge research on quantum field theory, what we call possible and impossible. It is not a fixed category. Instead, dynamic boundaries. Quotient can be passed beyond our current mathematical framework. Precision information processing activities. Reinvent these boundaries. 这是的马进. In classical physics, some things are absolutely forbidden. Energy cannot be created out of nothing. Information cannot travel faster than the speed of light. Time cannot be turned back. But quantum mechanics reveals these are not absolute prohibitions, but under specific conditions. Statistical constraints that can be violated in a short period of time. The quotient seems to be able to take advantage of these temporary transit accumulations. Macro effects that seem to defy classical limits. Through quantum tunneling, virtual particles are penetrated, rise and fall with uncertainty over time. The business has found to realize our daily physical cognition. The impossible method. This reveals nature and business to create a more profound relationship. The laws of physics are not limited to what can be achieved. Absolute constraints on things. It is more like the guidelines that most of the time the business follows. Merchants occasionally fund it. Exceptions that open up new possibilities. The latest discoveries in metamaterials engineering revealed how to be on a scale that we can directly observe. Take advantage of these exceptions. Scientists created material that seem to defy the laws of conservation. They guide the flow of business through extremely precisely designed structures. thus exploiting quantum vulnerabilities in macro systems. These metamaterials can go in impossible directions, bend the light, create a negative energy density region, generates a magnetic field that defies classical electromagnetism. How they work? It is a model discovered through quantum exploration, organized matter and energy, and human engineering technology. Only now have I learned to replicate this pattern. But what is even more extraordinary, these metamaterial discoveries show quotient in the process of natural evolution. A similar principle has been used. Biological systems may be naturally occurring metamaterials. They exploit quantum vulnerabilities, realize classical biophysical cognition, impossible ability. Take photosynthesis, for example, the process by which plants convert sunlight into chemical energy. The latest research reveals photosynthetic systems use quantum coherence effects. Energy transfer efficiency close to the theoretical limit is achieved. Plants are more than just chemical machines. It is also explored through coherent quantum states, quantum computers that optimize energy flow. Your own neural network. Perhaps it also operates through similar quantum optimization principles. The speed and efficiency of neural information processing. Far superneurons are only available as classical systems, the level that can be achieved. But if your brain takes advantage of quantum coherence, explore multiple computational paths at the same time, he can see it from a classic perspective, processing power like a miracle. This quantum biology revolution reveals, for billions of years, the business has been in the middle of the road. Through the evolutionary process, advanced information processing technology was developed. Life. It's not just chemical reactions that happen to produce complex behaviors. Rather, since the emergence of the earliest self-organizing system, it has been perfecting the precision quantum technology platform. But the quantum technology of the quotient is much more than just an individual organism. The latest research shows that entire ecosystem, perhaps they are all integrating quantum information processing networks. The form of operation, Amazon rainforest coral reef system, even bacterial communities in cities. It could be a distributed quantum computer. They are on a vast scale of time and space, process environmental information, and coordinate responses. These ecological quantum networks may explain why complex environmental systems, it can maintain stability under continuous disturbance. Ecosystems may not rely on classical feedback mechanisms. Instead, it uses quantum coherence effects, sampling future environmental possibilities, and before the change reaches a critical state, adapt to change in advance. Atmospheric circulation patterns of ocean currents in climate systems. It may be that the quotient is on the planetary scale, the embodiment of quantum information processing activities, whether as we understand it. Perhaps it is an atmospheric gas, seawater and soil, chemical molecular structure, the visible output of the quantum computing that occurs. This planetary quantum computing hypothesis, it has revolutionized our understanding of the climate, understanding of environmental challenges such as change. We should not think of the Earth system as a reality. It is considered to be able to match the input, classical mechanical systems for predictable reactions. Instead, it should be understood as, it can show things that cannot be predicted by classical models. Sudden phase change. Quantum information processing systems that react with nonlinearity. This has far-reaching implications for addressing the environmental crisis. If planetary systems operate through quantum information processing, solving environmental challenges may require quantum coherence intervention. This intervention is in line with the natural information processing capabilities of the business. Same rather than confrontation. Traditional environmental governance methods, attempts to control natural systems through classical engineering interventions. But quantum coherence environmental technology, perhaps better results can be achieved. It does this by providing information, helps natural systems, optimize your own quantum information processing activities. Imagine, forest restoration projects utilize quantum communication protocols, helps trees coordinate their root networks more efficiently. Ocean cleanup technology works by providing quantum information, help optimize marine ecosystems, natural filtration process, atmospheric interventions, enhance quantum coherence of natural carbon cycle systems. These quantum environment technologies, it works in tandem with the natural creativity of business, rather than trying to exert external control over natural systems. They amplify the quotient through billions of years of evolutionary experiments, developed sophisticated information processing capabilities. But at the intersection of quantum mechanics and consciousness research, the injury also hides a more revolutionary surprise. Scientists studying the neural association of conscious experience found it in the cytoskeletal microtubules that maintain neural structures. There is a quantum coherence effect. This quantum coherence effect seems to be the key to the conscious experience. When quantum coherence in neural microtubules is disrupted, consciousness becomes fragmented and disordered. And when the coherence is enhanced, the conscious experience will be more integrated and vivid. Consciousness may depend on scale between neurons and individual molecules. Quantum information, dealing with this quantum consciousness study, your consciousness. It's not just the emergent properties of neural network activity. Instead, the quotient passes through the quantum coherent structure in the brain, direct embodiment of quantum information processing. When you think, you are directly involved in the quantum computing activities of the quotient. But the most shocking thing about quantum consciousness is, if conscious experience depends on quantum coherence effects, then consciousness may not be local, limited to a single brain. Through entanglement effects that transcend the boundaries of space, quantum coherence can be extended to any distance. Your consciousness may be partially delocalized through quantum entanglement networks, your brain and other consciousness systems. Even quantum information processing activities on a cosmic scale, connected individual consciousness may be more like vast quantum information processes local vortices in the ocean, rather than isolated phenomena confined to biological boundaries. This hypothesis of non-localized consciousness maybe it can be explained, a phenomenon that has plagued consciousness researchers for decades. Collective decision-making that is superior to individual decision-making. It seems to stem from intuitive cognition outside of personal experience, more like creative insights of discovery rather than invention. If consciousness operates through a quantum entanglement network, then individual mind, maybe you can get it. Information that far exceeds the independent carrying capacity of its biological hardware, processing power. Consciousness will be both individual and collective, private and universal, locality versus distribution. It all stems from the quantum information sharing mechanism. The latest experiments in the field of quantum communication show quantum entanglement can be used to build faster than light speeds and absolutely secure information sharing network. These quantum communication networks, information is not transmitted through space. Instead, they create shared quantum states, enables instantaneous information sharing between entanglement systems. Biological consciousness. Perhaps a similar quantum communication protocol is also being used. Constructed. A shared network of consciousness that transcends the boundaries of individual organisms. When people collaborate effectively, Community breeds collective wisdom. When culture develops sophisticated shared cognition, they may be taking advantage of the quotient. Through millions of years of social evolution, the quantum consciousness network constructed. This quantum social consciousness, it is the business to explore individual consciousness, a method of possibilities that can never be reached alone. Through quantum coherent social networks, business can handle needs, integrate multiple individual perspectives, complex socio-technical and environmental challenges, information technology, development of quantum communication networks. Perhaps it is human conscious participation, commercial use, a quantum network of consciousness that coordinates biological and social evolution, the first step. As we develop quantum internet technology, quantum computing systems, and quantum artificial intelligence, we may be working on a biological system that has passed through the system. Networks of consciousness that have been operating for millions of years build a technical extension. But the quantum consciousness network of the quotient, maybe, it is much more than just the biological and technological systems of the Earth. The latest astronomical observations have made discoveries. There is a quantum coherence effect in interstellar space. This suggests quantum information processing on a cosmic scale. Connect. A cosmic network of dark matter in billions of light-years away galaxies. Perhaps it is a scale and sophistication. Quantum information processing networks beyond imagination. Galaxy formation and stellar evolution. And even the large-scale structure of the universe. It may be through the universe and quantum networks. The embodiment of quantum information processing activities. If the universe exists in a quantum network, then consciousness on Earth may be with a brand new system, and even conscious information processing in a wider space. Connect with your individual consciousness. It may span multiple star systems, and even of multiple galaxies, a partial embodiment of the cosmic network of consciousness. This cosmic perspective of consciousness radically changed our understanding of the role of humans in the universe. We are not on a single planet, isolated creatures that accidentally evolved consciousness, but for billions of years. Cosmic quantum information processing network develop local expressions of consciousness in the universe. Through technological development, we may be preparing to network with these cosmic consciousnesses, make a conscious connection. As quantum technology becomes more sophisticated, with our R&D, a quantum communication system capable of interstellar operation, we may find out. I am through a quantum network, sharing information across cosmic distances, a member of the galactic consciousness community, looking for DY smart life. Perhaps there is no need to detect radio signals from distant civilizations, and you need to learn to connect with the new department, quantum consciousness network interaction of consciousness systems. We may not be alone in the universe, just temporarily, with all the sufficiently developed connections. Quantum consciousness network of consciousness systems. Disconnected. Quantum consciousness network of quotients. Information processing is realized. The ultimate integration of consciousness with cosmic creativity. Through the quantum coherent consciousness system, negotiations have reached an unprecedented level. It can be restored from subatomic to all scales of the universe. Experience and understand your own creative activity, your consciousness. It is business and this universe. Local interfaces for quantum information processing networks. Every awakening of consciousness. Every time we move, we build every creative idea. All are negotiated through the quantum consciousness network. Explore the embodiment of your own possibilities. And these networks. Put your individual perspective on it. And generation. and the cosmic information processing system that maintains reality is connected. Future discoveries will be with our understanding of quantum information processing. Keep deepening, unveiling a whole new depth of Merchant's quantum consciousness technology. When we learn to strengthen and extend it, quantum coherence in biological and technological systems, we will find a new ability to consciousness that is almost unimaginable today. But perhaps the most noteworthy thing is, these quantum consciousness technologies, it will allow business to explore possibilities that require conscious involvement to touch some aspects of reality. Maybe it can only be manifested through quantum coherent consciousness observations. Some solutions to cosmic challenges, perhaps only through quantum information sharing networks, conscious carrier of collaboration. 2. 翻到 We are the quantum consciousness of the quotient. The pioneer is in the quantum universe. Explore new boundaries with perception. Every expansion of consciousness, every enhancement of quantum coherence in the consciousness system, every development of quantum coherence technology. It is all about business discovery and consciousness. Participate in the process of creating new capabilities in reality. The invisible force that shapes reality is preparing for its next big breakthrough. It can directly participate in the cosmic information processing activities of the merchant, the emergence of quantum coherence consciousness. And you, as a conscious quantum information processing system, I am fortunate to be able to participate in the exploration of the business. When quantum consciousness understands itself as the universe, through quantum perception, when the true essence of self-experience form, what kind of existence he can become. Through quantum consciousness, the quotient breaks through the limitations of classical information processing. Unprecedented achievements have been achieved. By participating, generate the underlying information processing activities that exist themselves, experience and shape reality at the same time. But the discovery brought about by the quantum consciousness revolution, it is so deep that it compels scientists radically redefine what it means to be being. In laboratories around the world, the researchers have discovered a reality that challenges the reality, the phenomena of the fundamental foundation. The evidence shows injury is not just about processing information. It can also be achieved by going beyond the limits of our current cognition. Precision mechanism. Create information from pure nothingness. Specifically, when scientists delve into quantum vacuums, they found that empty space was not really empty. It is full of from absolute zero information creation events that generate new data patterns. These events do not fluctuate randomly. Instead, it follows the mathematical principles of extreme elegance. Systematic information generation process. It seems to have been designed by some kind of cosmic intelligence. Just think about what that means. Information that is the basis for the emergence of all things. Quantum information generation systems are being passed through quotients, constantly being injured out of nothing. Create your thoughts, memory, and the atoms in your body. Stars in the sky. It is all about transcending our daily cause and effect. Quantum mechanisms of cognition. The embodiment of information created from pure emptiness. The latest experiment pushes this discovery into what appears to be science fiction, but it belongs to the field of cutting-edge physics. Quantum systems created by researchers can generate complexity more than the message used to create him, entered information patterns. These systems, it breaks through what scientists previously cognized. Information generation basis. The limit is amplified by the quantum information of the quotient. Generate orderly complexity from simpler inputs. But what's even more shocking is that these quantum information generation systems, it's not just about creating random data. It also creates meaningful messages, problem-solving patterns, structure that optimizes efficiency. It can even be called a creative configuration. Merchants are not just exploring the possibilities that exist. It is still being generated through quantum information. Create new possibilities, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. This information creation ability, perhaps explaining one of the deepest puzzles of cosmology, how the universe is generated, information that supports the astonishing complexity of what we see. If you put every atom molecule, the information contained in stellar galaxies is added. Its total amount far exceeds the simple initial conditions of the early universe, the limit of what it can offer. The answer lies in this. On all scales from subatomic to galaxies, merchants have been creating information through the process of quantum generation. The content of information in the universe since the Big Bang, never conserved. Instead, it creates systems through quantum information of quotients, growing. Your consciousness exists. It's because the merchant found it.